Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Throwing strikes, being efficient with our pitches, making those routine plays, and having a great approach at the plate. So just keeping things simple and just building up that team chemistry as much as possible, I think, will help you win some games.
1-2. Swing and a miss as the Sodbusters strand the bases loaded to keep this a tie game.
This one is bounced back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Printer around third.
Our fans recognize that, and they know that it's a family atmosphere at our place, and that's what we like.
To the left side and through for a base hit. The go-ahead run scores as Jensen delivers once again.
This one, the lightest of light hits. He gets an RBI single.
I think it's just a great experience, getting kids from all over the country to come in and play together.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
A lot has changed since we brought you Sodbuster baseball previously, as Hastings gets set to go against the Plainsmen tonight. Number one, it was supposed to be a single game this evening. Yesterday's game washed away, so we have 2 7-inning contests, a doubleheader. Most notably since we visited last, Hastings lost its head coach as Joel Skipper, congratulations to him, found his next coaching opportunity. He'll be going back to Calvin University, a place that has a lot of family history for him in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He was a former assistant there, played there, his parents went there, and so really cool for him to get a chance to go home. But that means a more hectic time for Scott Galusha, who is now the acting head coach, as he weighs his options on who is going to finish out the year for the Hastings Sodbusters. Hastings cannot be looking by this Plainsman team. They really need to take care of business and get a couple, because already in the second half standings, the Sodbusters are down. Spearfish has started 5-0, Casper 4-0, Fremont 5-2, the Sodbusters 2-3, and needing to win the second half to get into the playoffs. We'll have to see how it goes as Hastings and the Plainsmen square off today. I'm Steve Stein. When we come back, we'll hear from Ryan Valenta as he visits with the outgoing coach, Joel Skipper. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Sodbuster Baseball, where we talk with Joel Skipper, and unfortunately, if you haven't heard the news yet, you heard it here now. Mr. Skipper is leaving Hastings College and the Hastings Sodbusters for a better opportunity up north with a little bit of personal connection to him. We talked to him for one final time before he heads off to his next adventure. The official news coming on Friday, and yesterday was supposed to be his last game, but the weather got in the way of it, so Joel, thanks for joining us to talk with us and the fans one more time. So this next stop we have is a little bit of a personal connection to you. Tell us about where that may be here.
Yeah, so 6 years ago, I started at Calvin University as my first collegiate coaching opportunity as an assistant. Kevin Van Dyne, who the coach is, who just retired over there, gave me my first chance. Always be really grateful to him. Both my parents actually went to Calvin University. My mom was an All-American volleyball player. My dad played baseball and basketball there while he was there, so I think I've been going to Knights games since I was about 5 years old. So definitely a place near and dear to my heart, and just a job I could not pass up.
So the official announcement, like I said, came on Friday, and here Tuesday, you're off to Michigan. Just tell us about how quick of a process this really was, and just what went into making that decision. Was it an easy, was it a hard decision, somewhere in between?
Yeah, it was bittersweet for sure. Obviously, you create so many great relationships with these guys year to year. I think we did some really good things in the Hastings College baseball program. So really tough phone call, letting the guys know, letting my assistant coaches know. But they overall very happy for me, which is really cool, and definitely helped with the transition period. But yeah, like you said, a little bit late in the game, already being July. So fall ball is going to be here before we know it. So I had to get back to Hastings, got back on Sunday. The Sodbuster guys were kind enough to come help me move my apartment into a U-Haul this afternoon. And now we're on the road. So it'll be a quick turnaround. My first official day will be July 8th with the Knights. And looking forward to kind of getting all the plans ready to go for when the guys come back in August.
Super cool to hear. So 3 seasons with the Hastings College Broncos for you, Joel, and a season and a half with the Sodbusters here. Just what has that time meant to you here in Hastings, and what has this meant to go forward with your college career here?
Yeah, I think being an assistant and kind of being in a really comfortable place where I was in Michigan, you kind of think you have all the answers. So moving out here at 26 years old, not knowing anybody, kind of having to make new relationships, and obviously being the head of a program, I got slapped in the face right away. So definitely, big growing experience, experience some failure, which, can be good if you have the right mindset to it. So I'll always be super grateful for, everyone I was able to meet here, made some really long-lasting relationships, and wish the baseball team, the Sodbusters, the Broncos, and everybody at Hastings College the best moving forward.
So you spent most of the morning on your way out saying goodbyes and having everybody wish you a farewell. I mean, what was that like, just hearing from those people, and just what was it like here in your last day in Hastings here today?
Yeah, it was sad. It was really sad, kind of going into some buildings and some different facilities for the last time, just thinking of all those, great memories you made with the players. Definitely had a couple tears shed today with a couple people, I've gotten to know pretty well. But like I kind of said earlier, I think, it's not a goodbye. It's a see you later. Hopefully we'll stay in touch and keep those good relationships rolling. But just really appreciative of my time at Hastings and Hastings College, such a neat town, and just really, really love all the relationships I was able to build and for my time here.
Talking with Joel Skipper, coach of the Hastings College Broncos and Sodbusters. Can you tell me about maybe a memory or a favorite moment or memory that you made here in Hastings during your 3+ years here?
There's so many to go through. I think just pointing out some of our big wins. I think from the Broncos going to Central Methodist and beating those guys at their home field this year was great. Being able to end Kansas West's 20-game win streak was awesome. I always think back to all our spring break trips. Went to Florida for a couple of years, went to Arizona. Those are always just a blast and just memories you'll never forget with the guys. The Sodbusters, this first half of the season has just been phenomenal. Obviously, experienced some success we didn't really experience for that first half last year. So just getting able to, work with the guys every day, and just those relationships you build is something I'm going to miss the most.
So you told us that you're going to be starting very quickly, less than a week at Calvin University. I mean, right when you get there, what's going to be your goal from day one, and what are you looking to get accomplished from now until fall ball with Calvin University?
Yeah, I think the first thing I'm looking to do is just hire a great staff of developers and role models. I think that's kind of the first piece of the puzzle. Obviously, coaching in Michigan before, I feel like I have a pretty good, recruiting network. Obviously, have to, build those relationships back up as I've been gone for a couple years here. So, just kind of get right on the recruiting train, see if we can add a couple guys. But in talking with, everybody at the athletic department over at Calvin, I have a lot of great returners coming back and some really good freshmen coming in. So I think going to inherit a pretty good group. So really just looking forward to build on all the great, successes they've had in the past.
And I got to know, too, last question here for you, Joel. Calvin University, do they have a big baseball field as they do here at Duncan? And if not, how does you change your coaching style? You're used to playing in a pitcher-friendly ballpark.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, I think we're going to have a couple more home runs this year for sure. So I don't think there's anything like Duncan Field. Obviously, just an unbelievable atmosphere and place to play. I'm definitely going to miss, suiting up with the guys and playing there. But, yeah, it's a great field located right on their campus. a little bit more normal dimensions, though, I'll say.
All righty. Anything else you'd like to tell the Sodbuster fans before we say farewell just for a while, Joel?
Just a big thank you, first off, to just all the fans for showing out this year. Kind of gave you something to cheer for this year. So hopefully it was as fun for you guys as it was for us playing at Duncan Field. Ryan, you and Steve Stein have just been tremendous. Love doing our post-game press conferences. You guys just do a tremendous job all summer, so cannot thank you enough for those relationships we've built. And then obviously, to Scott, our GM, just appreciate the opportunity. Really tries to make it a family environment over at the Sodbusters, and I feel that in a major way. And then obviously, to the players, just really appreciate all the work they've put in. And I'll definitely be keeping tabs on you guys, hoping we can have some success here in the second half and go win that sucker.
Joel Skipper, in just half a season, already matched his win total for the Sodbusters last year. But to harp on Joel some more, in a good way, of course. I mean, Joel's been one of, if not the best coach we've seen in the Hastings realm, that always, even after a blowout loss, would come up and talk to us. Never a hard guy to find, always very responsive. So for that, we say thank you to Joel for being an excellent coach and even a more excellent person.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
That is Joel Skipper off to his next adventure at Calvin University in his hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan. We appreciate him joining us for one final farewell for now, and we'll keep updates of the Calvin College, and we hope to see Joel a little bit later.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. The Hastings Sodbusters getting set to go against the Plainsmen. Hastings coming in at 17-11 overall. They're 2-3 in the second half of the Independence League standings. 11-4 at home, 6-7 on the road, coming off a 2-3 road trip. And man, the bats just did not go with them. 185 a team batting average in those 5 games. Pitched it well enough, 3.63, but only 3 players hit over 300 in the road trip to Fremont and then to Oahe. And Hastings having to salvage the final 2 at Oahe, winning 7-2 in the first game on June 29th, a game which they had only 3 hits, but took advantage of 5 Oahe errors in that one, and then took them out easily on Sunday by a score of 10-2. That was on the heels of a sweep at the hands of Fremont. I think when we talked last, we figured, okay, if you're going to make the playoffs, it's probably going to come down to how you're going to do head-to-head against teams like Fremont and Spearfish, and it was not a good start to the second half. After they got their first game suspended, ended up losing. Actually lost the first game of that series 3-0, then had a little weather situation on day 2, ended up finishing the game up, so it turned out to be about a game and a half on the final day, and they ended up losing 5-4 and 8-5, as Fremont's gotten off to a decent start in the second half at 5-2, but Spearfish 5-0, Casper 4-0. Casper won the first half. Hastings 2-3, Oahe 2-4, and then the travel teams have not won a game in the second half. The Prospects 0-3 and the Plainsmen 0-6. Ryan Valenta did a great interview with the outgoing coach Joel Skipper, and I'm bummed. I mean, what a great dude, Joel Skipper. I really enjoyed working with him, but too good of an opportunity for him to pass up, and we wish him well, and now it's on to the next step.
Absolutely. I told him the same thing, too. I mean, just an unfortunate happening for the Sodbusters, but perfect for Joel Skipper, as he was the man for the job. He, like you said, been going to Calvin College games since he was about 5 years old. I mean, that's a dream come true to be the head coach of your hometown right there. So we wish him very well, and sad to see him go, especially with the Busters, like we said, doing so well this season. With that win against Oahe, they've already matched their season win total from last year, so night and day difference. But Joel Skipper, he's going to be a guy that's going to stay in touch, isn't just going to say, thanks for the 3 years, see you later. We're going to hopefully hear a lot more from him, and we wish Calvin University the best of success. But like you mentioned, Steve, the Bats not there on the road trip, which was unfortunate, but the Sodbusters were very lucky, I think, to win a few games against Oahe. Like you mentioned, they got out-hit in that 7-2 win, and then Fremont didn't necessarily get blown out in any games, didn't lose by more than 3 runs, and I think that all goes back to the pitching staff here. The pitching staff did a very good job, except for that 8-run game against Fremont, where, I mean, that was kind of a that was just kind of a day where the arms were probably tired. That was the very last game in a stretch of over a week where they had to use 4 pitchers and did walk a few, but that 8 walks in that game, only 5 walks in the other 4 games combined. One no walk game, a couple of 1 walk games, so it was really good to see the pitchers, for the most part, besides that 8-5 game, have control of the plates and make the other guys hit it. Yeah, they did lose some of those games, but I mean, good teams are going to hit you, and you just have to adjust to that, but you can't do anything about it if you're not throwing it over the plates and letting your pitchers walk everybody. So it's good to see the Sodbusters pitching staff show up for the most part, but I think it's just the home magic this year, Steve. The Sodbusters doing so much better in pretty much every category, offensively and defensively, here at Duncan Field rather than on the road. So no reason why they can't get back on track with 2 wins with the Plainsmen tonight.
As the Sodbusters and the Plainsmen doubleheader, hats off to Scott Galush and his crew for making the call last night early. There was just no way they could get game in, even though it wasn't raining at game time. Rather than get in the middle of it and call it off, they just decided to postpone, play 2 today, and just have a semi-normal schedule and not have to battle through weather delays. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, brought to you by Quality First. For the Hastings Sodbusters, it's Alexiel Delgado leading off and playing center field. Batting second and playing first base, Ryan Jarvis. Batting second and playing right field, it's Sawyer Duddleston. The designated hitter, batting fourth, Cale Jensen. And batting fifth, the shortstop, Josh Printer. Dino Morales is the third baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh, left fielder Jackson Crane. Yamato Sato will do the catching, and he bats eighth. And Luke Ray at second base, batting ninth. Dalton Juden, big right-hander, will get the start for the Hastings Sodbusters. Once again, it's Delgado, Jarvis, Duddleston, Jensen, Printer, Morales, Crane, Sato, and Ray, with Dalton Juden on the hill. For the Plainsmen, they go with C.J. Fish leading off and playing shortstop. It's Brady Boyle in center field, batting second. Jackson Brooks in left field, batting third. Chris Ortega is the first baseman, batting fourth. Jordan Massis in right field, batting fifth. Kyle Whitaker at third base, batting sixth. Logan Worm is the DH, batting seventh. Batting eighth and playing second base, Andrew Cuff. And batting ninth, the catcher, Sam Bradshaw. Brody Arnold gets the start for the Plainsmen. Hastings coming in 17-11. The Plainsmen 0-11. Travel team, and it's going to be a long old haul, and they are in the home stretch. 2 games here and then 4 at Fremont. Their best chance to win a game came in their first game when they probably should have beaten Hastings. And the Sodbusters somehow able to win that game 4-3 despite being out-hit in the contest 8-2. Their other close calls had a chance at Spearfish on June 22nd, lost 5-1. They lost an 11-10 game at Spearfish back on June 28th. But they are a team which has struggled mightily, just the stat-wise, a team batting average of 189, a team ERA of 10.02. They're averaging a 13-4 loss every time they take the field. For the Hastings Sodbusters, their team batting average has dipped to .230 for the season, a team ERA of 4.44, but check out the home numbers, .266, so That's a decent home average, and the team ERA at 3.21. We'll take it down to the field for our national anthem before tonight's game. The Hastings Sodbusters and the Plainsmen getting set to go. It's the first game of a doubleheader as the Sodbusters send Dalton Juden to the mound to go against Brody Arnold. Picture-perfect day for baseball. A little bit of a breeze blowing from the left field corner to the right field corner. It's good to be back home. Ryan, nice little road trip, but now a week at home and need to make some hay.
We do. And like you mentioned, the good teams are hot right now. The travel teams are not hot right now, so this is your chance to keep your winning ways going. You got 2 against Oahe, get 2 against the Plainsmen here tonight, and then get set for Spearfish over the weekend, and then Casper coming up. Spearfish and Casper after this series. That is going to be the biggest test of them all. Sodbusters must get back in the groove here since they had a day off, couple of days off. It's probably weird for them to have a few days off after playing in 11 straight games for the Sodbusters dating back to last week. But Dalton Juden on the mound today. He knows this ballpark, and he's pitched plenty of times here, so we'll look for a good start from Dalton. And for the Plainsmen, just need to get anything going on offense, and especially with the Sodbusters as well. It'll be a game of who can get the bats going here tonight.
Dalton Juden 0-1, a 9.69 ERA, making his 5th appearance in 13 innings. He's allowed 15 runs, 14 of them earned. He's allowed 15 hits, struck out 16 and walked 13. His last outing was a loss against Fremont. Went to 4 1/3, allowed 5 runs on 6 hits, struck out 7 and walked 4. Defensively, it's Yamato Sato behind the plate. Playing first base, Ryan Jarvis. Second base, Luke Ray. At third, it's Dina Morales. Josh Prenner, the shortstop. The outfield left to right, Jackson Crane, Alexiel Delgado, and Sawyer Duddleston, as he will be facing a Plainsman lineup of Fish, Boyle, and Brooks here in the top half of inning number 1. And Ryan mentioned the 2 games against the Plainsmen today. Tomorrow, if you're in the Hastings area, come on out. It's going to be a really exciting night, as the Sodbusters are going to be matched up against the Cornhusker League All-Stars. It's an American Legion League, all high school players, the best in their league. Going to play a little exhibition, 7 innings, aluminum bat baseball, and kind of free subs, so everybody gets a chance to play about as much as they want to. And really, it should be a fun, entertaining game and a good opportunity to see some of the best players from Western Nebraska Legion baseball square off against some college athletes. C.J. Fish will step into the right-handed box for the Plainsmen as he comes in at 226, 5 runs batted in. 2 runs scored, leads the team with 4 stolen bases and takes strike 1, no balls and a strike on C.J. Fish. He's a Midland University guy. A lot of Midland players, very much a Midland kind of team with Bo Boyle, their head coach, a Midland grad. Little looping liner right at the second baseman, no problem for Luke Ray. So 1 up, 1 down for the Plainsmen here in inning number 1.
Well, so far so good. The first batter to fill up the strike zone, Dalton, and let the Plainsmen do the work for you. As you may know, Duncan Field, very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Going to hold a lot of balls, and especially on a day like today where the wind not blowing too hard, it will play very easy for the outfielders.
Pitch taken high and outside, so says home plate umpire Jake Yeager. T. Smith working the field today as Brody Boyle Comes to the plate, struggling in average, but he's doing pretty well against the Sodbusters as he takes it a little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes on Boyle. Boyle coming into today, 3 for 29. 2 of those hits coming in the first game against the Hastings Sodbusters when he went 2 for 3 with a run scored in a game the Plainsmen should have won. Pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, 2 balls and a strike. Hastings won that contest despite being out hit 8-2. They were the victim of a perfect game. Most of that day didn't get their first hit until the 8th inning, and somehow found a way to manufacture the win, got enough walks and timely hitting, if you will, to get the victory. 2-2 as the pitch fouled back on Brady Boyle. It's Dalton Juden trying to set his second man down. We're early on at Duncan Field. Off-speed pitch is fouled away as it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Boyle. Out of Sacramento, he goes to Butte Junior College. Righty-righty matchup. A lot of green today as the Sodbusters going with their green jerseys, the Plainsmen with their greens as well. Pitch fouled away. They have silver numbers trimmed in white. Sodbusters with the gold numbers on the back, white numbers on the front. And green uniforms 6-6 so far this year. It's the Magic Gold uniforms which have been the best uniform in terms of wins and losses. 2-2. The count, 1 out in the first, and stepping out will be Boyle as Juden will have to try it again. Dalton Juden, he's got brother Fred on the roster. Those guys both playing their college ball at nearby York. Dalton, a business administration major. 2-2 pitch, and this one popped up behind second base. Backpedaling, making the call is Luke Ray. So Ray with a couple of putouts here in inning number 1.
Tough ball there, especially with the sun up there, and 3 guys had a chance to get it, kept tailing away, and good on Luke to call everybody off and make the grab for out number 2.
Here comes Jackson Brooks. He is their top hitter at .297, 4 doubles, a team best 7 runs scored. He's a left-handed hitter, and he's bouncing the first pitch. Fair ball, nice backhand stop. Jarvis has got it, wins the race to the bag, and Dalton Juden, really good first inning as he sets him down 1-2-3. No score, the Sodbusters coming up, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
We bring you Sodbuster Baseball as the Sodbusters going to be going against a right-handed pitcher. It's Brody Arnold, a Midland University guy, and he's on a team that has an ERA over 10. He kind of stands out, a 4.5 ERA, making his 4th appearance. He's 0-1. 4 2/3 innings, allowing 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, 6 walks. He was the losing pitcher in that wild come-from-behind victory for the Sodbusters back in the Plainsmen first game on June 18th. Defensively, it's Sam Bradshaw behind the plate. At first base, Chris Ortega. Playing second is Andrew Cuff. At third, Kyle Whitaker. Shortstop is C.J. Fish. The outfield, Jackson Brooks in left, Brody Boyle in center, and Jordan Massis in right as the Sodbusters will send Delgado, Jarvis, and Duddleston to the plate. It's Scott Galusha coaching down at third. Certainly wasn't plan A heading into the week. Number 1, the rain out. He's got to coach a doubleheader today along with his other duties, and so he has already interviewed a couple of guys, going to interview 2 more. Hopefully we'll find the next coach for the Sodbusters by the time this week ends and be ready to go in that respect. Here's Alexiel Delgado, the Carolina University Bruin. as he is batting .184, leads the team with 2 home runs, and he also tops the category with 4 doubles and 13 runs batted in. He's also scored 15 times, and he takes the first pitch just outside for ball 1. 1-0 on Alexio Delgado for the Hastings Sodbusters. 1 for 4 in a pair of games against the Plainsmen, knocked in a run and scored 1. The Sodbusters won the second game of that 2-game series 15-3. Bounces this one back up the middle. Shortstop's got it. Sets, throws to first. Close, but out. Good throw over there for C.J. Fish. Ortega able to tag the bag just before Delgado reached, and 1 out for the Sodbusters here in the first.
Well, I can tell you right now, C.J. Fish, the shortstop, he isn't going to take that long to get a throw on there again. They could not make it any closer there, and Delgado was quarter step away from beating a routine ground ball to shortstop there.
Here's Ryan Jarvis stepping in the left-handed box for the Hastings Sodbusters. And bounces this one right back to the pitcher. It goes off his glove, picked up by the third baseman, throws it wildly, and reaching first base will be Ryan Jarvis. Heck of an effort for Brody Arnold. I thought that was headed up the middle regardless, and then on the deflection, it was fielded. Then Kyle Whitaker threw it wildly.
Yeah, that's just a tough play there. Whitaker, you want to be the hero and make the 1-5-3 put out there, but nowhere close to the first baseman Ortega, who didn't even attempt to catch the ball. Fortunately, Ryan Jarvis still at first base when maybe he could have gotten to second if he had gotten a friendlier hop.
It's an infield single as Sawyer Duddleston steps up there for the Sodbusters. 1 on, 1 out, and the pitch is taken high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Sawyer. He's seen his batting average dip to .292, but he's hitting .345 at home this year. Has a triple, 3 doubles, knocked in 9, and scored 16 runs. Throw over to first and back in safely is Ryan Jarvis. We'll see if they turn Jarvis loose. He's 0 for 2 in stolen bases this year, but not surprising to see Ryan on there one way or the other. He's walked 16 times. That's a team best, so very good on-base percentage for Jarvis, who has a pretty good lead. And the pitch fouled away by Duddleston. Here in this first inning, no score. Duddleston will look down to Scott Galusha, who flashes the sign just outside the third base coaching box. Jarvis, another decent lead, does not go, and the pitch is off the outside of the plate. Jake Yeager, really good home plate umpire. T. Smith working the field today for this doubleheader. They'll likely switch spots for Game 2, but Game 1, that's the lineup. 2-1 the count. And the pitch outside for ball 3 on Sawyer Duddleston for the Hastings Sodbusters. Missed a few games, had a chance to go to the wedding of former Sodbuster player Nick Jones, but back in the lineup and happy to have the Arkansas Tech crew back in mostly full force. A walk for Duddleston. He's one of the team leaders in that category as well. So after the ground out, an infield single and a walk, first and second, 1 out for Cale Jensen.
Sawyer told me before the game, said, "Hey, how's the wedding? We missed you at Duncan." Said, "Oh yeah, good to be back." He said, "That was the most I've ever seen Nick Jones smile, and it was a really good feeling." I said, "Yep, the infectious smile of Nick Ice Cream Jones will turn anybody's day around, and super cool for him."
Here's Cale Jensen, 175 batting average. He's been better on the road, 333, 6 runs batted in, 7 runs scored. Against the Plainsmen this year, 2 for 8. Had a multi-hit game as the Sodbusters got a lot of hits in their season high in runs scored. That 15-3 victory against the Plainsmen earlier this year. 0-1 pitch is taken outside. 1-1 on Jensen. Sodbusters trying to put the Plainsmen in a hole early. And you've got a team that's coming in and probably struggling with its confidence anyway. You want to go ahead and just continue that trend if you're the Hastings Sodbusters. Don't let them think they're going to be in this one. Arnold breaks contact as Jarvis was making some moves back at second base. Arnold will get back into the stretch and check out Jarvis. Off-speed pitch, and this one is fouled away by Jensen. Out of play. Cale going to have to battle here against Brody Arnold.
Like you mentioned, Cale a little bit better on the roads number-wise. Just from watching him last year, it almost just doesn't feel like he's picking up the ball as well coming out of the pitcher's hands. Feels like he is just off target just a little bit on his swings. But we've seen that happen plenty of times. for guys here this summer and last summer, too.
Pitch line back up the middle. Could be trouble. That's going to fall in for a hit. Station to station ball here as Jarvis wasn't sure if it was going to be caught or not. So Jensen loops one to center, and now the bases are loaded and one out for Josh Printer.
Well, there you go. Right there, Jensen got a good swing on it. Didn't try to do too much with it and pull it. He sends it right into center field, and Brody Boyle, the center fielder, respecting the potential power of Cale Jensen. Smart to play a little bit deeper and give up the single rather than the double and possibly score 2 runs there.
Josh Printer batting .241 as he steps in the right-handed box, has a home run and a triple on the years, knocked in 9. Big RBI chance for him, and he swings and misses at 1 off the outside corner. No balls and a strike on Josh Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters. 0 for 3 against the Plainsmen this year. All of those at-bats coming in that wild 4-3 victory. Pitch pretty much same spot. Printer gets a piece of it but fouls it away, and he'll have to battle it out now at 0-2 against Brody Arnold. Arnold trying to dial up a double play ball or maybe get a strikeout to really hurt the threat here for the Sodbusters in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded and 1 out. Arnold out of the stretch and the pitch. Just misses outside. Same place that he put those first 2 that Printer swung at. Printer lets it go by for ball 1. Check of the runners. And the 1-2 pitch. Printer gets a piece of it, fouls it away down the right field line. It remains 1-2 on Josh Printer.
Arnold really peppering that outside corner this at-bat to Printer. Has gotten a couple of swings and misses now, and he went with the fastball after the slider this time. I wouldn't be surprised to see another outside and away slider here.
1-2 pitch on the way. Way outside. Good take for Printers. That was never a part of the strike zone. And now Josh has worked his way back to even here with a big at bat early in this one. Bases loaded, 1 out. The Hastings Sodbusters trying to break on top. 2-2 pitch on the way. It's bounced over the pitcher's head. It's going to be picked up by the shortstop. Step on the bag. Throw to first. Double play. Inning over. C.J. Fish. It was fortunate for the Plainsmen that it got over the pitcher's head because it basically landed on the second base bag, and Fish able to make an easy 6-3 twin killing, and the Sodbusters do not score. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We head to the second, 0-0 at Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the second inning, and Plainsmen will have their 4, 5, and 6 coming up. And Ryan Valenta, man, a really tough way to end that first. You want to keep the Plainsmen cold, and they get a little momentum after that first inning.
I mean, that's worst way to end an inning, no doubt at all. Twin killing double play as you have bases loaded with 1 out. The last thing you want to do, you'll even take a soft, lazy fly ball to the outfield and give the next guy a chance, but credit the Plainsman defense. C.J. Fish tracked the ball all the way, skipped his toe across the bag, threw over to first in time. Does not get any better of a double play than that.
And first man up there for the Plainsmen in inning number 2 is Chris Ortega. Ortega out of Midland University from Fresno. 273 coming into today. A couple of RBIs and 2 runs scored. He bounces this one to the left side. Josh Printer, shortstop, fields cleanly, has plenty of time, and throws out Ortega. And Dalton Juden has set down the first 4 he's faced here at Duncan Field today. Perfect baseball weather. How about 76 degrees? It's always like this in July in Nebraska. If you're watching from other parts of the country, it's just it's a weather paradise. San Diego wishes they were Hastings, Nebraska. Pitch is taken for strike one, no balls and a strike on Jordan Massis. Massis batting .207 for the summer. 3 runs batted in. 2 runs scored. He's got a couple of extra base hits, both doubles. Bounces this one back off the glove of Juden. Printer's got it on the deflection. Throw to first in time. 1-6-3, just the way they drew it up. 2 up, 2 down here in the second.
Well, that's ground ball deflections off the pitcher's glove, now even for both sides. Plainsmen had one of those in the first inning, which did not result in an out, but the Sodbusters flipped the script in, get the out there, but credit Josh Printer for staying with that. It can be easy seeing your pitcher going up for it and going to make the catch, and sticking with it and making it out there, and Dalton rolls along.
Kyle Whitaker to the plate now for the Plainsmen. And the pitch from Juden, a little bit high for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Kyle Whitaker out of Maryland Eastern Shore, batting .200 for the year. A couple of runs batted in and 4 runs scored. He's 2 for 5 against Hastings. Had a multi-hit game against the Sodbusters, but the Plainsmen lost that one 4-3. Pitch across the inside corner for a strike. 1-1 on Kyle Whitaker. Plainsmen 0-11. The most frustrating loss. Probably Spearfish can swing it a little bit. 26-6 back on June 27th. Pitch outside for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Have had realistic chances in 4 of their games this year, but no wins yet, and the Sodbusters hoping to keep them that way. Doubleheader today, and then the Plainsmen will have 4 at Fremont, and then these guys will be done for the summer. Bouncing ball left side. Dina Morales has got it on the hop. Throw to first, and Dalton Juden has set down 6 in a row to begin this one. No scores. We're to the bottom half of inning number 2, and this is Sodbuster Baseball. Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Go to the bottom half of inning number 2. No score. Sodbusters had a great chance in the first. Bases loaded, 1 out, but a double play ended it. Now they'll have Morales, Crane, and Sato against Brody Arnold. Through 18 pitches in that first. Gave up a couple of hits, but got the big double play ball when he needed it. Meanwhile, Dalton Juden has set down the first 6. Done a great job and has thrown only 17 pitches, and perfect defense behind him so far in this one. Sodbusters, after their 2-game series against the Plainsmen, going to have that matchup against the Legion All-Stars tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun. The Cornhusker League, best of that league, going to come in, play 7 innings of aluminum bat baseball, and then Hastings will have July 4th off before a huge 3-game series with Spearfish. We thought it was going to be big, but it's even bigger now that Spearfish has started the second half 5-0. Sodbusters can crawl right back in it if they can win that series, and then they'll get their chance at Casper. These next week and a half basically will decide their fate in the second half standings. Pitch taken outside for a ball. 1-0 on Dino Morales. He's batting .250 for the summer, but .312 on the road. He's been better away from home than here. Has a home run, 3 doubles, 10 runs batted in. Watches this one go by for a ball. 2-0 the count on Dino Morales for the Hastings Sodbusters. Had a 1-for-6 day against the Plainsmen with a run batted in and a run scored in his only appearance against this team this season. 2-0. Misses outside. It's 3-0 now on Dino Morales. Guy who's had a great opportunity to play in many locales as a baseball player. Played for the Panama national team. Strike 1, now 3-1. Got to go to places like Japan, Korea, Venezuela, and now in the United States playing for York University. 3-1 pitch. Popped up, left side, and the center fielder will make his way to the gap and make the play. Brody Boyle takes care of Dino Morales. 1 out here in the second. Here comes Jackson Crane, and Jackson likes playing against the Plainsmen. How about 5 for 7 for the year? 1 for 2 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. And also a 4 for 5 day with a double, 3 RBIs and a run scored. In the 2-game series earlier, had the walk-off winning run batted in for the Hastings Sodbusters in the first game of that 2-game series. Takes the pitch outside for ball 1. Jackson Crane coming into today. A batting average of .268, but he's .333 at home. 10 runs batted in for Jackson Crane. Swings and misses at 1 off the plate, 1-1 on Crane with 1 out, nobody on. In the second, no score. Sodbusters have the only hits of the game. Those both coming in the first. Arnold brings home the 1-1 pitch. And a little bit outside for ball 2. Ball scoots away from Sam Bradshaw, the catcher. No harm with no base runners. Wind shifted a little bit, almost blowing straight out to center, but still don't expect one to leave the yard today. 2-1 delivery, and this one is fouled away. 2-2. You really never expect one to leave the yard in this place.
You never do, but sometimes it happens. 3 home runs here for the Independence League last year, and still none yet to speak of this year.
2-1 the count. And the pitch. Off speed, bounced back up the middle. Diving stop made by C.J. Fish. Gets to his feet, throws in time. Wow. C.J. Fish, I thought, well, number one, there's no way he's going to get it. To get to his feet and throw out Crane, are you kidding me?
What a play. C.J. Fish with the 6 unassisted 3 double play to end the first. Now absolutely robs Jackson Crane. He's not too happy with the call, but by the naked eye, as long as Chris Ortega kept the bag, think they got him by a quarter step. Tip of the cap to the Plainsman shortstop.
Here's Yamato Sato trying to get a 2-out rally started for the Hastings Sodbusters. Arnold, so he had a decent ERA coming in on a team which has really struggled pitching it. ERA of 4.5, and hoping for a long outing for him. The head coach, Bo Boyle. 1-0 the count now on Sato. Pitch inside for ball 2, 2-0 the count on Yamato Sato for the Hastings Sodbusters. His batting average stands at 150 with a couple of doubles. 7 runs batted in, 8 runs scored. His lone multi-hit game of the year, though, coming against these Plainsmen. Bounces this one to the left side and foul. As Yamato, second game of that 2-game series, went 2 for 5, a double, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored as the Sodbusters pulled away for a 15-3 victory back on June 19th. Last 2 games of the year between these two teams, then the Plainsmen will be playing 4 at Fremont. 2-1 delivery. Little dribbler in front of home plate. Arnold picks it up, throws to first, low throw, and dug out nicely there by the first baseman, Chris Ortega. The Sodbusters are gone in order in the second. No scores, we head to the third. We'll hear from Ryan coming up next. This is Sodbuster Baseball. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. We're to inning number 3. Pitchers dominating here in the early going. No score between the Sodbusters and the Plainsmen. And here's Ryan Valenta.
Thank you, Steve. Good to be back with you, Duncan Field. We were feeling the marathon with the guys on the field. It almost felt like, Steve, we were playing those 8 games in 7 days when we were broadcasting last time we spoke with you. But we're all rested up. We're unfortunate that we couldn't get yesterday's game in and a chance to say goodbye to Now, former head coach Joel Skipper, who departs for his hometown today. Like if you heard with the pregame, got to catch up with him before the game, and said today was bittersweet, and that he will forever remember this place from the place that kind of got his coaching career started, and gets to be the head coach of a team he grew up going to games as a kid. Super cool story. Dalton Juden back out on the mound. He has just now thrown 18 pitches through 2 innings of work. He has set up the Plainsmen 6 up and 6 down so far. Here's Logan Worm, the designated hitter, to bat first. He'll be followed by Andrew Cuff and Sam Bradshaw. Logan Worm's a Mather, California native, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Plays his college ball at Christian Brothers University, and on the season, a even .250 average, 6 for 24 in 7 games. Dalton misses just high and tight. It's now 3-1. And Yamato Sato, the catcher, just giving him a breath of fresh air to hopefully regroup and get a strike here. He cannot, and it's a 5-pitch walk to the leadoff batter, Logan Worm, first base runner of the game for the Plainsmen here in the top of the third.
That was the big stat to the first 2 innings in my head. The fact that he hadn't walked anybody, really peppered the zone of strikes, so hopefully that's not a sign of things to come, and he can lock back in here on the number 8 hitter.
Like we told you in our pregame show, the Sodbusters in their 5-game road trip, just 13 walks, and 8 of them came in 1 game. So 5 walks over 4 games combined is an excellent number. And next batter is Andrew Cuff, who takes apparently just a bit outside. Sodbusters wanted that one. He is tonight's beer batter of the game. Fans can enjoy discounted and deals on certain adult beverages here at Duncan Field if the beer batter strikes out, who is now 1 pitch closer. Andrew Cuff swings and misses at pitch number 2. Mount Angel, Oregon. Remember, we Googled where that was last time we were here, and Andrew probably has the longest, or one of the longest drives from his hometown here to Duncan Field.
1,558 miles, in case you forgot.
Yes, that is a... just driving there and back, you need an oil change. Get your oil change before, then once you get back, you need another oil change, on the cheap oil, that is. Well, swing and a miss has Cuff down 1-2. Cuff has struck out 10 times in 24 at-bats this season. Dalton looking to make it number 11. It's just outside. He overthrew the fastball there. Featuring Dalton Juden, before we forget about it, slew of pitches for Dalton that he can feature. A 4-seam, a 2-seam fastball, a circle changeup, and a slider. See what he comes up with here, 2-2. It's a fastball fouled off the facade of the upper deck that bounces right back into the front row for a souvenir for a fan. And Cuff stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Andrew Cuff just batting .125 on the year, 3 for 24. Looking to get the bat going. Runner on the move on the 2-2 pitch. It's popped up. And over at first base is Jarvis. They might have a play at first, and they do. They double off the runner. Logan Worm, who lost track of the baseball on the steal. It's a double play for the Sodbusters. Bases empty.
Great job for Juden to play his position and hustle over as he was able to get there so Jarvis could feed to him for the rare 3-1 double play put out at first.
Write that down if you're scoring at home. The 3-1 double play. Well, that erases the leadoff walk and sends us to the 9-hole hitter, Sam Bradshaw, who takes a big swing and misses for strike 1. Snohomish, Washington native. Takes just outside. Did I get that right? Snohomish?
Yes. I believe that's as close as I was going to get. Just sell it. Just sell it and hope that the mom and dad aren't watching. That's the way I would do it.
Love that. Love that town name. Blue Mountain Community College native. Played his college ball at Blue Mountain Community College. And finds himself on this summer season just 1 for 16 at the plate. He grounds it to Luke Ray at second base, who tosses over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. The leadoff walk is erased, so Juden has faced the minimum through the first 3 innings of work. He will face the top of the lineup when they come up next, but the Sodbusters will have 9-1-2 coming up when we come back on Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Back at Duncan Field for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Brody Arnold still back out for the Plainsmen, looking to complete his 3rd inning of work. And like we told you, the Plainsmen still looking for their first win in 12 contests this year, and that 0-11 record, like Steve mentioned, a few manageable, winnable games, which they should have. The Sodbusters for the Plainsmen season opener was the first one, and then on Friday, their 11-10 loss at Spearfish. Plainsmen were actually up 10-6 going into the bottom of the 9th inning, but their pitching staff could not record a single out as Spearfish scored 5 in the bottom of the 9th to walk it off. And it's not too often you score 10 runs, 14 hits, and make the other team commit 5 errors, and you still lose the game. But that is what happened to the Plainsmen. Their other 2 games against Spearfish were not close, so they are still trying to get in the win column, and so far so good. It's still a scoreless game, and Luke Ray, Alexil Delgado, and Ryan Jarvis will try to change that as Luke takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Luke Ray, we haven't seen much of him at Duncan Field this year, as he has mainly been involved on the road, and the times he was here that did not produce, he pops out to second base to start things off, so we'll tell you more about Luke next time he comes up. 1 up, 1 down for Brody Arnold. He is now set down 5 in a row, and it brings us to the top of the order in Alexil Delgado. 2 hits and a walk for the Hastings offense in the first go-arounds. See what they can do second time through the lineup. Alexil Delgado back in the leadoff spot. That's where we saw him at the start of the season. He was relegated to the 8 and 9 holes late, but back atop the lineup here, and talked with interim head coach Scott Galusha before the game. By the way, interim head coach, just one of a plethora of titles for Scott now with the departure of Skipper. Said he's not going to really change much, knows how Joel Skipper operates the team, doesn't want to change too much for this team, and why not? They've been pretty successful so far, so should see more of the same with Scott at the helm for this week at least. Again, hoping to see a permanent new head coach, at least for the rest of the season, by next Monday. But still to be determined. Alexil Delgado facing an 0-2 count. Lays off the pitch and checked down to first. Did not go. According to field umpire T. Smith, it's 1-2. Delgado just 184 on the year. Had a much better average at Carolina University this spring. In 46 games, hit .335 with 19 extra base hits. But he's down on strikes this time. And that's just the first strikeouts for Brody Arnold. 10 batters in, and it's 2 up, 2 down.
Arnold doing a nice job. The Sodbusters really lamenting that missed opportunity in inning number 1. Bases loaded, 1 out, double play, and they haven't sniffed a base runner since.
Well, Ryan Jarvis was a base runner. He got the Sodbusters their first hit and base runner of the game back in his first at-bats in the first inning. Ryan Jarvis, he has been a very good producer at the plate as of late. Plethora of multi-hit games for Ryan this summer. 7 to be exact. Fastball just shaves off an edge. A late strike call by our home plate umpire, Jake Yeager. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. Ryan Jarvis singled and pops it foul. He and the Sodbusters down to their last strike. Jarvis came on in a big way and got a hit on his opening night. Started off the season with hits in 4 of 5 games. His average around about the team average as well. 256, actually quite a few points higher. 256 for Jarvis, 230 the Sodbusters batting. He's actually batting the Sodbuster home average this season, which is exactly at 256. Not close on the 2-2, and Arnold displeased with the outcome of that pitch. It's now a full count pitch with 2 outs and the bases empty. Busters have been set down in order for their past 6 guys that have come to the plates. There's a line drive into the right center field gap, and that gets down. Jarvis takes a big turn and will throw on the brakes. And that's a 2-out single. Ryan Jarvis, 2 for 2, his 8th multi-hit game of the year.
A guy who loves playing here. 359 batting average at home coming into today, and that'll move up a few points with the 2 for 2 so far.
And you can make it back-to-back multi-hit games, as he was 2 for 3 against Oahe. Back on June the 30th, the Sodbusters' last contest. Sawyer Duddleston is next. He walked, and again, the ballerina feet of Ryan Jarvis over at first causes Brody Arnold to step off. He does again and throws over to first. Jarvis back in safely. Jarvis not really known as a threat to steal because he has not been successful once this year. Big lead, and they got him. Jarvis picked off. He was leaning too far, and Arnold erases the 2-out single, picking off Ryan Jarvis. 1 hit, nobody left, and no runs. We are scoreless through 3 innings in this 7-inning doubleheader. We'll be right back.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
4th inning coming up on Sodbuster Baseball. Appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening with us. Lots of Buster Baseball scheduled again. It's a very streaky home and away schedule for the Sodbusters. Lots of games on the road versus lots of games at home right afterwards. The Sodbusters, if you count the exhibition game tomorrow, they are going to be playing a 10-game homestand, including today. It's the first of 2, and that will wrap up next Thursday against Casper. They will get the 4th off, unlike they did last year. But that is the only day the Sodbusters will have off from now until Thursday the 11th. And all of those games at home from Friday to Thursday, so plenty of opportunities to come see the Busters here in the next week plus. Top of the order for the Plainsmen, it's C.J. Fish to bat. He lays off on the breaking ball from Dalton after the appeal down to the field umpire. Dalton Juden just 32 pitches after 3 total innings. He has faced the minimum in that time. The only base runner was a leadoff walk against Logan Worm, who was erased quickly on a double play the next batter. Dalton Juden has fallen behind 2-0. and make it 2-1. High and tight strike call to C.J. Fish, Fresno, California native, one of the many Midland Warriors on the team. He is one of 3 guys that came into today's game as he lofts that one into shallow center. 3 guys converge. It's Luke Ray again. He has been busy at second base. His 4th assist or unassisted putout so far today as the leadoff out. So Fish pops out to Luke Ray. He lined out to Luke Ray at second base last time, so Fish 0 for 2. Brody Boyle will bat. He also visited Luke Ray over at second base. His first time up, he's 0 for 1. Plainsmen still looking for their first base knock. Again, just the 1 base runner came on a walk last inning. Brody Boyle, the batter. Just 103 average for him on the team, and he has a half-hearted wave and a miss. He's quickly down 0-2. Plainsmen just a $189 batting average as a team in their 11 games, 68 hits, and 11 of them going for extra bases. Juden delivers the 0-2. It's a high and outside fastball for ball 1. Brody Boyle, another long drive here. Sacramento, California, goes down on the slider. Yamato does not tag him, has to throw on to first, and does so to complete the strikeout for the second out of the inning.
Love the job by Dalton Juden. For the most part, he's been able to throw strike 1, fell behind in his 1 walk, fell behind 2-0 to the first guy this inning, but has done a good job of peppering the zone and gets his strikeout on that one.
That's just the first strikeout of the day for Dalton. And he next takes aim at Jackson Brooks, who gets a late strike called for him on the outside corner. Jackson Brooks tormented the Sodbusters in his first appearance, but now he's down in the hole, 0-2. That game, that was just outside. They check down to the field umpire, who just shakes his head, says, I'm not calling that. I'm on the wrong end, and him and Ryan Jarvis at first are having a grin there. Yeah, T. Smith, wrong end to call a check swing on a left-handed batter there, so don't blame him one bit. 1-2, backdoor breaking ball. See you later. Dalton Juden strikes out, 2 in the inning, 1 swinging, 1 looking, and he has now set down 5 in a row and still has only allowed 1 base runner. No hits, no runs, nobody left for the Plainsmen. Sodbusters trying to break this scoreless tie coming up in the 4th.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Welcome back. We're set to begin the bottom of the 4th. Plainsmen back out on the field. Brody Arnold's finishing up his warm-up tosses as Sam Bradshaw will throw it down to second base. Plainsmen Ed Sodbusters in their first game of a doubleheader. The only 2 games these 2 teams will play before we say goodbye to the Plainsmen for the rest of the season. Again, the Legion All-Star game tomorrow, and then 7 games against Spearfish and Casper set for the next week plus. For the Sodbusters, they've got 3, 4, and 5 up. Sawyer Duddleston leads us off. Duddleston walked in the first inning. He was left stranded as the Sodbusters grounded into a inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. Duddleston puts a good charge into one into center, but the wind and maybe got under it a little bit as he flies out to Brody Boyle for the first out of inning number 4.
Weather conditions just not conducive to seeing the balls fly here at Duncan. They generally don't anyway, and it is just really tough to get anything down to a gap on a day like today.
Another reason to come out and see the game tomorrow. Metal bats tomorrow. Balls will probably go maybe a little bit farther, but still, even with the large and faraway walls here at Duncan Field, it's going to be a tough task. But we need to see one this season. We had 3 last season, so it was my first season last year. The bar is set high, so not satisfied with no wall balls yet this year. First pitch to Cale Jensen. He smacks it down the right field line. That's a fair ball. The right fielder, Jordan Massis, bobbles it, and Jensen will get into second safely. Massis would have had maybe a shot to throw out Cale Jensen, but if that stands as a double, which it should, Cale Jensen's first extra base hit of the year. That is words we didn't think we'd be uttering this late in the season.
And that's a good sign. Just about to say that a guy who could leave the yard and has left the yard is Cale Jensen. And that was one of the better swings we had seen from Cale, and maybe that gets him going for the month of July.
So Jensen is credited with a double, his first of the season. Coming into the game, Cale had just had 7 hits, all of them for singles. Look out. Josh Printer almost got sniped in the head with that fastball there, but he wisely ducks out of the way. Sodbusters with another real opportunity here, and that breaks the rhythm of Brody Arnold, perhaps, we hope. Printer swings and misses. Another note for Josh, too, before the last game that we called, if you remember that far back, against the Prospects at the end of 2 weeks ago, technically, so 2 weekends ago, Printer asked if we're still doing the walk-up songs, because if you hear Printer's walk-up song is Can't Tell Me Nothing by Kanye. He had been struggling, and then he proceeds to go 3 for 3 the day we start playing his walk-up song. So, call that what you will, as Printer laces it into the right center gap, giving chase is Massis, and he makes the catch, and Jensen is going to get doubled off. He thought that ball was down, and it's a double play to end the inning. The Sodbusters so sure that was going to find the gap, and once again the Plainsmen get out of trouble to get no damage done. A double is left wasted for the Sodbusters, and we're still scoreless through 4 innings.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Scoreless game through 4 innings here at Duncan Field. The Sodbusters run themselves out of a good scoring opportunity for the second time tonight. Fly ball hit very well into right field by Josh Printer. Credit Plainsmen right fielder Jordan Massis for making the running catch, and Cale Jensen and probably Scott Galusha, the third base coach, thought that one was in the gap for sure, but to no avail. Sodbusters doubled off to end the inning. So we are still scoreless, 0-0. 4 hits for Hastings now, but still a big goose egg in the hit column for the Plainsmen. It's back to Dalton Juden, who will begin his 5th inning of work. And Dalton's had a very nice outing. He has faced the minimum through 4 innings so far. So that means 4, 5, and 6 to come up, and Chris Ortega watches a breaking ball go by and From his body language, didn't look like he was expecting the breaker there. Went to the fastball this time. Ortega sprays it out of play. And Dalton quickly ahead, 0-2. If you watched the Sodbusters last season, you know the Juden brothers were mainstays on the mound that struggled with control. It has been pretty much night and day difference this year. Dalton and Fred both filling up the strike zone a lot more regularly as they struggled with command issues last year. Up high, now it's 2-2. The batter, Chris Ortega, grounded out to Josh Printer at shortstop. His first at-bat, he is 0-1. 2-2. Just got a piece of it. Ortega spoils the breaking ball to stay alive. Juden keeping his pitch count very well under control as well. That one right there was pitch number 45. 2-2. That one skips away and is now from 0-2 to 3-2. See if Dalton can finish off Ortega here, who has battled back. He cannot. It's outside, and Juden loses the leadoff batter to a walk. That's his second walk of the game and second base runner for the Plainsmen.
Last time, they were able to get a double play, a little unconventional on a pop-up to the first baseman. The runner was going, and they tossed it back to Juden covering for the double play.
Well, Jordan Massis, who just made the nice running catch in right field just a few moments ago, bats. And he takes a fastball right down the gut for strike one. Massis was part of a unconventional putouts in the second inning that bounced off of Juden's glove on the pitcher's mound that ricocheted out to shortstop and recorded the outs. Backdoor breaking ball finds the open door for strike two. Jordan Massis now also down in the count 0-2 like Ortega was just a moment ago. Can waste a pitch if you need it. Don't want to put it right down the middle, and that one did have the plate there, but Massis fouls it off. Well, if you get a hard hit ball, you can very likely get a double play. Ortega does not run the best, and Sodbusters thought they had strike three there. Finish my point. Ortega does not run the best, does not have a stolen base attempt this season. And Massis does not either. Two guys that may not run all that well, but then again, the Plainsmen not really the base stealing prowess of a team. Just 13 stolen bases in their 11 games so far this year. So now the count 2-2 with Ortega at first base. Here it comes. Check swing into the turf and laying off. Or not. No, they check out to the field umpire, T. Smith, who rings up Jordan Massis. Said he went around. Well, that's a break for the Sodbusters. That one could have gone either way for sure. But Massis is struck out on the appeal for the check swing. Something you don't see too often, especially with the field umpire out in the middle of the field. But it's the third strikeout for Dalton Juden and the first out of the inning. It's now Kyle Whitaker who bats. He was victim of a ground out in the second inning to third base. He is 0-1. Pitch from Dalton. Whitaker goes after a slider out of the zone for strike one. Whitaker definitely has a big swing, definitely has that power hitter build, and has been somewhat of a free swinger. He definitely tries to put a charge into every ball he swings at. That one way outside. A good stop by Sato behind the dish to keep it in his glove. Whitaker 0-1 today, just 6 for 30 coming into the season. Still looking for his first extra base hit of the season. 1-1 pitch. Whitaker
cannot check his swing and goes around too far for strike 2. That is what us kids like to call a sword right there. Instead of a bat, sword chopping at wood, or even an axe, whatever you want to call it. One more strike would be nice for Juden. He's got 2 bad swings and misses at a slider so far in the at-bat, and he gets another one. First base occupied, so Whitaker is struck out, and that's the second out of the inning, and that one nowhere close to the zone. And Juden gets Whitaker to chase.
Juden's now struck out 4 of the last 5 guys he's faced on a nice little roll here for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Dalton did not have a strikeout in the first 10 batters, and now 4 of the last 5, like Steve mentioned. So finding the groove here with 2 strikes. It's now Logan Worm to bat to try and salvage the leadoff walk. And unfortunately, with Whitaker striking out, barring a pickoff, that means that Juden cannot finish the inning facing the minimum. Pitch number 2, low and away for ball 2. Logan Worm, the designated hitter, batting .250 even on the year. That one just misses outside and on the corner. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. Logan Worm playing his college ball at Christian Brothers University. We talked about it last time, their ironic mascot, the Buccaneers. He smokes one on a line, but right to Alexiel Delgado, who doesn't have to move too far over to his right to put it away for out number 3. The leadoff walk is stranded on a pair of strikeouts and a flyout, and we're still scoreless after 4.5 innings of play. Sodbusters coming up again in the bottom of the 5th.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Bottom of the 5th, both teams allergic to runs so far. Nobody wants to score first, but something's got to give here in this first game of a 7-inning doubleheader scheduled here at Duncan Field. We are cruising right along, an hour of game time in, 4.5 innings complete, just 2.5, maybe less to complete here, but we'll have to get the Sodbusters on the board first. Dino Morales will lead things off, followed by Jackson Crane and Yamato Sato.
Maybe more, too, Ryan. I don't want to say it, but you never know.
You just did, so thank you very much, Steve. Last time we played a 7-inning doubleheader, the first game went 9 innings. That was against the Prospects a couple of Saturdays ago, and the second game did not move too smoothly along, and we were here until 11:30, but luckily that was on a weekend, so we didn't have to work the next day, but tonight would be a little bit different of a story. Might have to get Connor Mason or Noah on the call for the last few innings if that happens again.
Yeah, they're young kids. You know me, I got to get home from Hadlock by 9.
So Morales is up in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Brody Arnold still at work for the Plainsmen, just misses outside. It's a hitter's count now for Dino, 3-1. Steve mentioned earlier, Dino actually a better average on the road than here at home. Kind of an outlier as the Sodbusters stats at home much better than on the road. Dino plugs it into the gap, extra bases coming. Morales will have 2 easily. The center fielder will dig it out. Boyle gets it in to hold Dino Morales to a lead-off double.
All right, you've had your opportunities before, but this may be the best of the threats with a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
Sodbusters had multiple chances, 2 to speak of specifically. They have not been able to score either time. Their double in the last inning came with 1 out. But now with one batter in and a base runner on, we will see what Kyle Hiltbrand can do. The Sodbusters going to their bench already here as he replaces Jackson Crane, who just went 0 for 1. Time is called, and Scott Galusha marching towards Kyle. A word of advice for his second-year Sodbuster returner. We'll have to check and see if anything is up with Jackson or whatnot. We know believe he was battling some wrist soreness earlier in the season. Hope that's not the case. That didn't flare up or anything, but Kyle Hiltbrand now at the dish. Takes ball 2 just outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Kyle, just finishing up his lone season at Western Oregon College. Only got 1 at-bat in that spring season in a pinch hit appearance. Looking for his next stop. 3 balls and no strikes to Kyle. He's one of the guys who definitely likes to swing the bat, but showing good plate discipline here to not make any unnecessary out here. Arnold delivers a 3-0 with Morales jumping off second base, taking all the way. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Kyle Hiltbrand. First and second with nobody out for the Sodbusters, and had to figure maybe with the base open, you don't want to be careful around Hiltbrand. Don't want to give him anything too good to hit. Now it sets up a double play.
Arnold's been really good in the zone today. Walks have been an issue at times, but he has been really solid, and now he is in his biggest trouble of the evening.
Well, after the mound visit between battery mates Brody Arnold and Sam Bradshaw, it will be Yamato Sato digging into the right-handed batter's box. One of the guys, international pool that Scott Galusha pulled from, said he was almost, Yamato Sato was almost forced at him by a scout in Japan that said, you got to take a chance on this kid. Saw some highlight reel and took him. Sato has been hot and cold at the dish so far this year. He's had a couple of multi-hit games, but just a $152 on the batting average. 19 strikeouts, too. That's been the main problem for him, and just not able to catch up to some of the pitches from the opposition. Down low for ball 2. 6 consecutive misses for Brody Arnold. And after pretty much cruising along for innings 2 through 4, Arnold in some real trouble here. 2-0. Sato swings at a ball and drives it deep to right field. It is off the wall on a couple of hops. The Sodbusters will take the lead. It's going to be Morales and Hiltbrand right behind each other. It's a 2 RBI double for Yamato Sato to break the scoring 2-0.
Sato had a double and 2 runs batted in the last time these two teams played, and he has a large hit here to put Hastings on the board.
Morales and Hiltbrand score, and just what the doctor ordered, the Sodbusters finally break through with runners in scoring position. It's now down to the bottom of the lineup to Luke Ray, and you'd like to see him get maybe get in on the fun here with the hits. Luke's he's appeared in 15 games this season, only 4 of them here at Duncan Field to the date. Pitch misses just outside, and how about the 2-0 swing, too? The opposing pitcher throws 6 straight balls, but having the wherewithal to find the pitch you like and put a good swing on it. Pitch is called a strike on the outside corner to Luke Ray. Ray, one of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. He drove in a run, one of his 3 RBIs in the road series against Fremont. And that was right before that game got suspended, tying the game at 1. And then Mother Nature broke loose in Fremont. That game was made up a day later with the Sodbusters falling in regular innings. Luke Ray popped out to second base, a defensive swing there, and pops it foul down the right field side. It's 2-2. Luke's average on the season, 200 even. 8 hits, a couple of them doubles, 3 runs batted in. Does have a good eye at the plate, only 4 strikeouts to 8 walks. Way outside, and good stop by Bradshaw behind the dish to keep it in front and keep Sato at second. It's now a full count. Still nobody out as the first 3 have reached. It's gone double, walk, and 2 RBI double. Luke Ray, the 4th Sodbuster up this inning. The full count pitch. Fouled out of play, and Ray stays alive. Other action in the Independence League tonight. That's all just getting underway. As tonight, the Prospects taking on Spearfish in Spearfish. That one in the first inning. Prospects grabbing an early 1-0 lead. Up high for ball 4, and Ray works his 9th walk of the season and keeps the line moving here in the home half of the 5th.
Looks like we're going to see a visit at this point. At least the head coach, Bo Boyle, coming out and talking with the home plate umpire. I think he may make a move right here already.
Second mound visit of the inning, and Boyle looks like he is going to go get his starter perhaps, as Brody Arnold did pitch in the June 28th game against Spearfish, so it's not like he's on full rest, although he did come in the 9th inning as a reliever. 71 pitches for Arnold in his outing so far. But perhaps this is not a change here, as Bo Boyle will slap his starter on the rear and say, "Go get him, kid." So now that is first coach visits there, so that will be any other visits now. We'll have likely the Plainsmen going to the bullpen with their starters struggling here, and still nobody out, and 2 on for the top of the order, Alexiel Delgado. So Sodbusters making it 2 times through the order now. Here's time number 3. Delgado would like to get in on the hit fun. He's 0 for 2. It's way outside for Arnold, as he has missed badly glove side a lot this inning. Delgado grounded out in the first, struck out in the 3rd. Delgado the only strikeout victim of Arnold so far in the contest. Way outside again for ball 2. Couple of doubles, couple of walks in the innings. Doubles belonging to Dino Morales and Yamato Sato. Walks belonging to Kyle Hiltbrand and Luke Ray. Arnold comes set with a 2-0, big swing, pop down the right field line. Could be a play for Jordan Massis, the right fielder, who makes the catch in foul territory. Tagging at second, advancing to third, is Yamato Sato, who wisely tags up on the play. And it's 1st and 3rd with 1 out.
Good job for Delgado to put it in play. Really good base running as they were able to get that runner to 3rd now with less than 2 outs. See if they can drive him home with Ryan Jarvis.
Ryan Jarvis, a guy who can very easily put the ball in the outfield, and that's all it would likely take, as the Plainsmen playing very, very deep for Jarvis. See Brody Boyle out in center field, going way, way out there, kind of in the right center gap. They're playing Jarvis to pull in the outfield. If he can hit one to center or left center, he can run for days. Breaking ball misses down and in for ball 1. Jarvis has 2 of the Sodbusters' 6 hits. He's got his perfect day going so far. Singles in both of his at-bats. Way up high and not close for ball 2. Jarvis, one of the Saginaw Valley State products. Macomb, Michigan native. His team at Saginaw Valley State making a super regional at the NCAA Division II level, and he's ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Gotta figure this would be the last batter for Brody Arnold if he can't find the strike zone here, especially with Sawyer Duddleston coming up with a dangerous bat on deck. The 3-0. taking all the way for strike one at the top of the zone. Jarvis 2 for 2 today, 20 hits in his Sodbuster campaign, one of the best on the team, even though he did not get here at the start of the season. Albeit it was only a couple of games that he missed. The 3-1 pitch just misses outside, and Jarvis works the walk. It's the third walk of the inning for Brody Arnold, and the bases are juiced with 1 out, and Bo Boyle coming out to the mound to make a pitching change. Heck of an effort by Brody Arnold through 4 innings, getting his way in and out of trouble multiple times, but the 5th inning spells his doom. Plainsmen going to the bullpen with the Sodbusters up 2-0. We'll have the new arm right after this.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Plainsmen headed to the bullpen for the first time in this 7-inning doubleheader. Starter Brody Arnold goes 4 1/3 innings, allowing 2 runs, 6 hits, and he is responsible for the other 3 Sodbusters still on the base paths. And the Plainsmen will turn to a right-handed pitcher in the form of Marcos Salazar. Salazar, a two-way player for the Plainsmen. Seen time mostly on the offense, but he will be making his second appearance on the mound today. Last outing June 27th against Spearfish. Went 3 2/3 innings where he was tagged for 9 runs. He walked 7 batters and struck out 2. So 13.50 ERA for Salazar. His first outing was a good one against Oahe where he had a clean scoreless inning. But Salazar saw some tough competition against Spearfish his last outing, and the Sodbusters will take aim at him, looking to break this one wide open here in the 5th inning, Steve.
It'll be interesting to see Spearfish coming in. Word is they may be the best hitting team in the league, although Casper certainly has been the best team overall. And Spearfish, they put up some unbelievable offensive numbers, and we'll get a chance to see those guys coming up July 5th, 6th, and 7th. And for the Plainsmen, they've had some decent starting pitching at times, but their bullpen has given up a lot of runs. So the Sodbusters just hoping to put a big crooked number and get 6 outs and get out of here and get going for the game 2.
That is the game plan, and we'll see if the Sodbusters can follow that. They have Sawyer Duddleston and Cale Jensen, the first 2 batters scheduled up. Marco Salazar takes the bump. Pearsall, Texas native, and Texas College product. And here is Sawyer Duddleston, has walked and flown out. Salazar goes from the windup with the bases loaded and plunks Duddleston right on the shoulder. And that is an RBI hit by pitch the hard way. It's 3-0 Busters.
And if any guy's going to get hit by the pitch, it's Sawyer Duddleston. That is his team-leading 12th. I don't think anybody else got more than 5. Sawyer Duddleston, the ball finds him.
Somehow. And Duddleston standing stoic in there, not afraid of the fastball from Salazar whatsoever. And you're right, Steve. That's the 12th hit by pitch. The next is Alexiel Delgado with 5. Duddleston's got a ball magnet on him, but to the benefit of his team, he drives in the 3rd run of the game. And it's now Cale Jensen who bats with the bases loaded. He crushes another one to the right side, and that falls in front of Massis for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the second runner around third base. He will also score a 2 RBI single. Cale Jensen. Welcome back to Duncan Field. 3 for 3 day for Cale, and he has found his swing again tonight.
That is the Cale Jensen we saw much of last summer, and the one that Northeast Community College saw in the spring, and getting hot just at the right time for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Cale Jensen, team leader in just about every offensive category for the Northeast Community College Hawks in the spring. Finally, hopefully, turning a page here in his second season with the Sodbusters. Salazar dumps in a strike to the 9th man to come to the plate this inning, Josh Printer. Still just 1 out. The only out recorded on a foul out to right field a few batters ago. Duddleston at second, Jensen at first. Printer grounds it off the tip glove of Salazar, who collects it, throws on to first for the out. Excellent play by the pitcher, fielding his position and doing it on the run as well. And even not to throw it down the right field line. Excellent play by the pitcher, Salazar, for out number 2.
Yeah, when it ticked his glove, I thought there's no way they're going to get Printer, but good hustle, and now he has a chance to minimize the damage at this point, get this third out, and limit it to 5.
5-run inning. Might be able to come back with that in some games, but with only 2 innings left for the Plainsmen in this doubleheader is going to be a tall task. Duddleston and Jensen moved up on the play, so they're both in scoring position now. It's ball 1 outside to Dino Morales, who got this party started this inning with a leadoff double. Another one into the gap for Dino, and the scoreboard will read lucky number 7. Salazar ready for the 1-0 pitch. Dumps it in. It's a fly ball out to left field. Coming in is Jackson Brooks, who makes the catch, fighting the sun, and wins the battle for out number 3. The Sodbusters finally break through here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's 5-0 as they score those 5 runs on 3 hits and a couple of walks and leave 2 on base. Sodbusters sitting comfortably. We'll be right back with the 6th inning.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Top of the 6th inning, Sodbusters in command here. 5-0 contest after they score all 5 runs in that bottom half of the 5th inning. Injury update before we send it over to Steve here. Jackson Crane, according to Andy Chase, he's all good, just tweaked his hand a little bit on a foul ball that he swung at. So just gonna get the rest of at least this game off precautionary. But Sodbusters will hopefully be none the worse without him. And Steve Stein will take us home through 6 innings and 7 innings here at Duncan.
Sodbusters getting their lone run-scoring inning in the last half. 5 runs on 3 hits as they were able to bust this baby open a little bit. They were able to get 4 hits the first 4 innings, but nothing across against Brody Arnold. Arnold throwing 27 of his 79 pitches in that inning and was lifted. Salazar finished up, and now little working margin for Dalton Juden as he tries to keep it on to get his first win of the year. And first pitch swinging, a foul ball off the bat of Andrew Cuff. No balls and a strike. He popped up to the first baseman his first time up. 5-0, and the Sodbusters still have a no-hitter going as the bouncing ball to the left side. No problem for Dino Morales. Sets, throws in time. And the Sodbusters now 5 outs away from victory as Cuff grounds out. 5-3 on the putout. Morales over to Brian Jarvis.
You just look at Dino every time the ball gets hit his way. You just wonder, how does he make it look so easy? That rocket of a cannon does not look like he puts much effort behind it, but it is always on target and there in time.
Here's Sam Bradshaw, number 9 hitter, taking outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. And mentioned he was from Snohomish, Washington. That is the longer road trip than the Oregon young man. Snohomish, 1,613 miles. 23 hours, 23 minutes to get there. If you want to start now, you'll get there about this time tomorrow. So, well, except you'll pick up a couple hours going to the Pacific time zone. But it'll still feel like driving an entire day. Pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike. Sam Bradshaw trying to work his way on. Help this Plainsmen team make a comeback. Sodbusters trying to close things out and win for the 3rd straight time. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Josh Printer's got it behind the second base bag. Sets, throws to first. There are 2 quick outs.
Excellent range by Printer, going over to his left and able to set his feet too. A lot of shortstops will rush that throw and throw it on the run, and that is about a flip of the coin whether it's going to be on target or not, but just credit Josh Printer's defensive ability, always able to flag balls down and get the play done, if at least not make it close.
Here's the top of the order, C.J. Fish now. He wants to bunt and did not make contact. Strike 1. If you are Luke Ray, be ready. A line out to the second baseman, a pop up to the second baseman. The first 2 times for C.J. Fish. Really did a nice job at shortstop. Has made some good plays out there for this Plainsmen squad, which trail 5-0 as the pitch is taken upstairs. 1-1 for Dalton Juden, trying to pick up his first win of the summer. Fred got a win in relief earlier this year and has a 3.69 ERA. You'd think we'll probably see Fred sometime during this long homestand. Off-speed pitch and offering at it. Little check swing for C.J. Fish, but he is now down to the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That slider been working very well for Dalton's gotten a lot of half-hearted swings for this Plainsman offense so far tonight.
Juden atop the hill, ready to go. Looks in at Yamato Sato, the Japanese catcher, and swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. The Plainsmen down in order. Sodbusters look for more as they lead at 5-0. Bottom of the 6th coming up. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Sodbusters lead it by a score 5-0. The difference this game, the bottom of the 5th. And Sodbusters played at 5 runs on 3 hits. As Hastings will have it 7, 8, 9 up there against Marcos Salazar. Salazar throwing 7 pitches in relief of the starter Brody Arnold. Is able to get a couple of outs, and he tries to put a 0 on the board and give his team one more chance in the 7th inning. As now it is, it's Dean Rizzo, 41, has come in. So they a lift 43, kind of built the same.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too.
But Rizman is in there now, or what was he had a nickname that they mentioned the last homestand.
It was
Big
something.
Riz, Big
Rizzy.
Big Rizzy.
Big
Yes,
Rizzy.
Yes, it's Dean Rizzo out of he's a McKendree commit from Lake in the Hills, Illinois. And he is making an appearance here. 0-0, 15.17 ERA, making his 4th appearance. He's allowed 13 runs on 15 hits, striking out 6, walking 4. Had some time at the plate against the Sodbusters, went 0 for 4 in the second game of that 2-game series, trying to get 3 outs here and keep it 5-0 as the Sodbusters will try to add more, or they will try to add more. Do you need more? Let's just get this second game rolling. That's what.
Don't want to waste all your offense in this game. That seems so, I mean, it just almost seems automatic sometimes.
Yep.
That teams will score bunches of runs, and then the next game, I don't feel like scoring runs anymore. So we'll see if the Sodbusters can maybe tack on one or two more. I mean, just get a couple of these guys some hits, maybe. Get Luke Ray hits. Yamato Sato's gotten a hit. Kyle Hiltbrand would like to get a hit. Make it a little bit interesting, and then go set them down 1, 2, 3 in the 7th.
Meanwhile, you've got Dalton Juden waiting over there to try to earn a 7-inning no-hitter for this Hastings Sodbuster team. I don't care. Line drive, left field, base hits. Kyle Hiltbrand gets things started. He's 1 for 1, and you know Mr. Baseball over here thinks it's a curse because you bring up the no-hitter. We're the dadgum broadcasters. We're supposed to say what's going on. Heard the Husker broadcast earlier this year. Guy never mentioned the fact that they were throwing a no-hitter.
And what happened?
And he threw a no-hitter.
All right, well.
But did you do your job? No, you didn't do your job. So we'll find out, see how it works out. Yamato Sato steps to the plate now. Doubled, home 2 runs, the big hit of the game so far, way behind the offering of Dean Rizzo now. No balls in the strike yet. You should have seen the look on Ryan's face. I think he just about tossed his highlighter out the window because I said no-hitter. Sodbusters trying to add on. They lead at 5-0. The big stat, W. Just get yourself a W. Take care of business today. Get yourself a pair of wins. Crawl over 500 in the second half standings. And then you'll have a chance to beat teams in front of you over the next week. Pitch swung on and missed for Yamato Sato. No balls and 2 strikes on Yamato's. 1 for 2 on the day. Doubled into the right center field gap to put the Sodbusters on top. They would add 3 more. Runner goes, throw into center field, but a nice back up there for Fish. Stolen base. Into scoring position goes Kyle Hiltbrand for the Hastings Sodbusters. Guy who stole 4 bases last year gets his first one today for Hastings. And Yamato Sato tries to bring him home. Nobody out. 6th inning, and a balk has been called as Hiltbrand is now to third. As T. Smith explaining to Rizzo what he did. So now any old ground ball to a middle infielder will bring home a run for Hastings. The pitch taken upstairs, 2-2 on Sato. Luke Ray waits on deck. Then it's the top of the order. Sodbusters knocking out the starter Brody Arnold after 4 1/3, who was rolling right along with a shutout, but gets tagged with the runs as the pitch is outside. All of those in his column. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Sato stands at the plate and hits this one a mile high, left side of the infield. Third baseman and shortstop converge, and it's going to fall untouched. C.J. Fish called off his third baseman, overran it, and it takes a hop, and there's nobody out as the Sodbusters have runners at the corners.
Yeah, I mean, that you were just absolutely battling with the sun right there, Whitaker and Fish. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there. Also would have maybe liked to see Fish let that go. It almost looked like that ball might have skipped past the line, albeit it would have been past the third base bag, so probably not a foul ball there.
And first pitch swinging is Luke Ray. That is playable down the first base side, and first baseman Chris Ortega couldn't make the play. So there's 2 outs that Plainsmen coulda, shoulda gotten and have not. And the Sodbusters now an 0-1 count on Luke Ray, who's 0 for 1 with a run score.
Well, you can look at it 2 ways there. You catch it, you get an out, and then Kyle Hiltbrand tags at third base and comes home and likely scores there. I mean, you want to limit the damage to give your team a little bit of a chance, but just the probability of not allowing a run is very slim.
Runner goes, bouncing ball left side. Third baseman's got it. Only play to first. That is going to be a wide throw, but got him. Nice job there. As the Plainsman throw coming from Kyle Whitaker, it almost pulled Ortega off, and he was able to hold the bag, and an RBI ground out for Luke Ray. Advances Hiltbrand home, and Sato to third. 1 home, 1 out, 1 on, and it's 6-0, and Alexiel Delgado tries to bring home a run.
Yeah, Sato got a running start before the pitch was even thrown, and that allowed him to avoid being caught in a double play there.
Swing and a miss for Delgado. He's down to the count. No balls and a strike. He's looking to get in the hit column today. 0 for 3 for Alexiel back at the top of the order. We've seen Drew Vega had to take over that top spot in the Hastings Sodbuster batting order, but he's not in Game 1 lineup. Pitch drops in there for a strike, and quickly 2 strikes on Alexiel Delgado for the Hastings Sodbusters. 6-0. Hastings with 5 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. This is a 7-inning game, so certainly looking like Dalton Juden has a great chance to get a complete game victory if he can just come out and keep doing what he's done the first 6 innings today. Pitch just misses outside, 1-2 on Alexiel Delgado. Delgado, business major at Carolina University, a member of the National Christian College Athletic Association. 1-2 pitch, a little bit high. 2-2 on Delgado, working his way back. This runner at second base is Yamato Sato. Kyle Hiltbrand scored the run this inning, getting a hit in advance of that. Pitch outside, and the ball gets by and on to third base. Will go Sato now. So we'll see if Delgado can bring him home from there. Now 3-2, and Rizzo trying to regain the strike zone after he had jumped ahead of Delgado 0-2. Sodbusters 17-11, 11-4 at home this year. 2-3 in the second half of the standings in the Independence League. In 4th place, Spearfish 5-0, Casper 4-0 to lead things, and Fremont's gotten off to a 5-2 start. 3-2 pitch. Inside, almost hit him. Didn't matter. It's going to be a walk, and the Sodbusters will have runners at the corners with only 1 out for Ryan Jarvis. 5 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Hastings with a nice working margin here. Trying to take care of business. Games you're going to be favored in against this Plainsmen squad as they're coming to the end of the long road haul for this road-only team. Playing 18 games. They were scheduled for 18, likely only going to get 17 in. They had one of their games at Casper canceled. They're not going all the way back out there to make that one up. Hard hit ball right side, base hit. A run will score. The Sodbusters will have runners at the corners after the RBI single from Ryan Jarvis. Have a day, Ryan. So he brings home 1 with a 3-hit day, and the Sodbusters lead it 7-0.
Continue the hitting ways, and Salazar definitely not throwing any heat by anybody. It's almost like batting practice out there, and the Sodbusters taking advantage of it here.
So here comes Sawyer Duddleston, taking outside for ball 1. A single for Hiltbrand. Single for Sato. Luke Ray, the RBI ground out, then walk and single. And a pop-up. Foul territory. Will the Plainsmen be able to make the play? Yes. Nice job there for Ortega to retreat on it and catch it in foul territory for the second out of the inning. And, for the third out of the inning, as we are going to head to the 7th. Sodbusters trying to win it as they lead it by a score of 7-0. This is Sodbuster Baseball. Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Head of the 7th inning, Sodbusters trying to close things out. Now up 7-0, 5 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. And Dalton Juden has been outstanding today for the Hastings Sodbusters, looking for his first win of the year. He has allowed no runs, no hits, striking out 5, walking 2 so far, and pitch count not a factor. 72 pitches thrown, 44 of them have been strikes. And we'll see what he can do against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Plainsmen here in the 7th. Just what the doctor ordered in terms of playing a doubleheader. You just want to play a crisply played game to set the stage for that second one, and barring a disaster here in the 7th. They will get what they wanted. If you're a Hastings Sodbuster fan, get a victory and see if you can just get something similar for the second game. Pitch across for a strike. No balls and a strike on Brody Boyle. And Boyle 0 for 2, a line out and a strikeout. His first 2 plate appearances. Pitch outside, 1-1. Boyle had squared to bunt, but that nowhere near the zone. And 1-1 the count now on Brody Boyle. Out of Sacramento, had a multi-hit game against the Sodbusters the first time these two teams played. Plainsmen out hit the Sodbusters 8-2, but lost 4-3. That was one of the better chances that this Plainsmen team had to win a ball game. Count now 2-1 on Boyle. Ryan talked about that other one when Spearfish battled in the ninth to win 11-10. Pitch upstairs, 3-1 the count now on Boyle, with Brooks and Ortega to bat here in the 7th. No action behind Juden. Don't want to have to use another pitcher here with a long home stand in the offing. 5-pitch walk issued. And that is the third walk of the contest to go along with the 5 strikeouts for Juden. He's had decent control. Now he's going to be going up against Jackson Brooks. Brooks stands in the left-handed box, and the pitch inside almost hit him. Somehow got out of the way of that one. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the 7th, Sodbusters in a 7-inning doubleheader, so this is it, we hope. Inside, and it's off the handle, foul ball. Sodbusters fortunate to get that check swing. And maybe that gets Juden back in the zone here as it's 1-1 with nobody out and a runner on here in inning number 7. Sodbusters a little more opportunity to throw some different guys at home. As the 1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2, 2-1. Marcus Miller, who has a job for the summer, doesn't go on the road trips. He is going to be the Game 2 starter for the Hastings Sodbusters. Also get a chance to see James Velasquez at home, although he's been battling some arm issues. Runner goes, 2-1 pitch misses. The throw down to second's not going to be in time. It's a stolen base for Boyle in a 7-0 game, so he's in scoring position, eliminates a chance at a double play, and he swipes his second base of the year. Overall, the Plainsmen 13 out of 15 in stolen bases in their 12th contest coming into today. 3-1 the count. Juden atop the hill, brings it home. Called strike 2, 3-2 on Jackson Brooks. So Boyle in scoring position with nobody out, 7-0. Sodbusters in pretty good shape. Just want to pick yourself up a win. Anything more is a bonus. 3-2 delivery. This one popped up right field and playable. Underneath it, making the catch. The Hastings Sodbusters able to get that done with Sawyer Duddleston. The runner does not go, so there's 1 out here in the 7th.
Hung up there just enough there. That one had the gap for sure, but just getting under it, Brooks, and Sodbusters needing that first out there, and they finally get it there.
Chris Ortega to the plate now. He grounded out his first time up, also has drawn a walk. Runner at second, and no one out for the Hastings Sodbusters as Hastings with the lead. And the pitch upstairs for ball 1 to Chris Ortega. A Fresno guy went 0 for 3 the first time these two teams met. Didn't play in the second game. The 3rd and 4th. Blind drive up the middle. That's a base hit. Rounding third and coming home will be Boyle. And the first hit of the game produces the first run of the contest for the Plainsmen as Chris Ortega's RBI single makes it a 7-1 contest.
Well, if you're going to break up a no-hitter, that is the way to do it right there. Line drive right back up the middle. That one was hit with some authority, and credit the Plainsmen there. Took them a while to get going, but can't say they've been a no-hit tonight. No thanks to the guy sitting next to me. He said it. I don't care. If you talk about it, it's not going to happen. So say what you will. Let us know. Is it a jinx or not? You decide.
I brought up the extra inning game, and that's not happening yet, at this point. So.
Well, I think no-hitters are more sacred than extra innings, so I feel like that's disturbing the gods.
So as a broadcaster, you would have never said no-hitter?
I would have said he is pitching a very good game.
You would have not, as a broadcaster trying to paint the picture, you would not have said he's got a no-hitter going into the 7th. You would not have done that.
He has set down the first 18 batters of the game. That's what I would have said. That implies that nobody has gotten a hit. There have been no base runners, or I guess like that.
I'll see what his dad says. Dad's probably going to help me. He's a baseball guy. Jeff is as a former pitcher, he probably was yelling at the broadcast. All right, but you still lead at 7-1. Finish the deal now, Dalton. Put that behind you, and really good visit to the mound. By the way, that's why we were killing some time. Danny Weiser came out okay, now the no-hitter's over. Just go out and finish the game now. I think that's a really good visit here because there's got to be disappointment because everybody in that dugout probably wasn't talking to him. And now just go out, throw strikes, get yourself a win. Let's not have to use another pitcher here and finish this baby up. Get your first win of the summer. Join brother Fred in the win column for this Hastings Sodbuster pitching staff. He's fallen behind here, 2-0. Runner at first, 1 out. Sodbuster still in good shape. Bouncing ball right side. That is going to be fair? No, foul. Just foul, unfortunately, for the Sodbusters there because Jarvis was going to step on the bag for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it looked like it was fair up until maybe the last bounce. Looked like it hit something and just went foul beyond the first base bag. Sodbusters would have taken that, but maybe get one more right at Ryan or Luke at second and just turn 2 and get this thing over with.
Juden brings the pitch home, and that one is outside. 3 balls and a strike now on Masses. There's still no action behind Juden. Again, he's in really good shape pitch count-wise heading into the inning. Now he's thrown 17 pitches and is up near 90 for this Hastings Sodbuster team. 3-1 pitch as the runner goes. Swing and a miss, no throw down to second. And a runner in scoring position, and a full count now on Jordan Masses. 7-1. The Hastings Sodbusters with the lead. They've out-hit the Plainsmen 10-1. The offense coming late for this Hastings team. 5 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and now a walk. So runners at first and second, 1 out for Kyle Whitaker. Plainsmen continue to battle it out here. 0 for 2 in the game for Kyle Whitaker. Out of Woodstock, Maryland. There's a lot more Woodstocks in the United States than I thought there was. You always hear about the big one in New York, but Woodstock, Maryland, 1,295 miles away. About an 18-hour drive. That's nothing compared to going to the West Coast. 7-1, Sodbuster trying to close things out, and Dalton Juden looking for a complete game victory. Just needs 2 outs to get it done and misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count now on Kyle Whitaker. Whitaker struck out his last time up. He's also grounded out. Offensively, good to see the Sodbusters getting going after a really rough road trip when they hit under 200 in 5 games away from Duncan Field. Pitch across for strike, 1-1 the count. Really excited to see Marcus Miller pitch again. He had a nice outing against the Plainsmen. Pitched 7 innings, allowed 3 runs on 8 hits, did not figure in the decision as the Sodbusters rallied late. 1-1 delivery, swing, and a foul ball off the glove of Sato, and 1-2 is the count.
Actually knocked his mask off, too, on the straight ricochet there. That's the... Don't know exactly what they call the straight face masks for catchers. Those can be knocked off very easily, too, as opposed to the hockey-style masks that some catchers and umpires wear, but Sato appears none the worse for it.
1-2 the count with 1 out. Juden. A check of the runners, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice bounce back for Dalton, and he is now 1 out away from victory here for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Well, it feels like he found the control for that slider, that at-bat, after he delivered that strike 1 to Whitaker. Just kept going back to it and got the swings and misses that he needed there. So good response there after allowing some base runners in the past couple of guys.
Luke Froelich, probably their best player, is now going to enter the lineup as a pinch hitter. Froelich has been one of their top players this year, 276, a home run, 2 triples, 6 RBIs. That home run, triple, and RBI mark, best on the team as he takes strike 1 here. No balls and a strike. He'll likely be a starter in the second game of this twin bill, but given the first game off. Fouls the pitch back quickly. 2 strikes on the pinch hitter, Luke Froelich. He is out of Morningside University and 2 for 7 with hits in each of his 2 games against the Sodbusters this year. So Juden a strike away from a victory here now for Hastings. Dalton comes set, brings it home, and swing and a miss. Froelich down on 3 pitches, and a complete game victory for Dalton Juden as the Sodbusters defeat the Plainsmen by a score of 7-1. We'll wrap up our first broadcast, get set to go for Game 2. When we come back, this is Sodbuster Baseball. Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
It is Sodbuster Baseball as Hastings wrapping up a 7-1 win over the Plainsmen. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Hastings. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Plainsmen. And for Hastings, one of the storylines, Dalton Juden had a no-hitter going into the 7th. Strikes out 7, walks 4, throws 98 pitches, gets his first win of the year. Congratulations to him. And great to see Dalton come out, kind of command the zone early in the game. He needed to because the Plainsman starter, Brody Arnold, was matching him for zeros. It was a really well-pitched game through that first 4+.
Through the first 4, you thought maybe it's going to be a 1-0, 2-1 type of ball game before the Sodbusters finally broke through. We've seen them break through first so often this season, which has been a very good sight to see, but just hasn't been used to seeing them wait that long to get the offense going, but they finally did in that 5th inning. So the Sodbusters, with those 7 runs, like we said, hopefully didn't waste all that offense for this next game, which should be starting here shortly. But Sodbusters back on track, extend their winning streak to 3 games, and good chance to get a couple of wins tonight and have some momentum into a fun game tomorrow and a big, big series this weekend.
Sodbusters offensively, Ryan Jarvis, 3 for 3, an RBI and a run scored, and a 3 for 3 day for Cale Jensen. He had a double, 2 runs batted in. A multi-hit game for Yamato Sato. He goes 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He doubled in the contest as well for the Hastings Sodbusters. Other offense saw Sawyer Duddleston drive home a run for Hastings. A 1 for 3 day for Dino Morales. He had that double to begin the inning when Sodbusters scored 5. He scored a run for Hastings. Kyle Hilbrandt, 1 for 1, 2 runs scored for the Hastings Sodbusters. And Luke Ray scored a run and knocked in 1, went 0 for 2 for Hastings. The Sodbusters get the victory. They're 18-11, 12-4 at home as the Sodbusters will look for a sweep. Any last words, Ryan?
You know, the momentum, like I said, is going in their favor. We'll look to see a good start from Marcus Miller. Going to be a little bit different. You got a pretty tall, hard-throwing right-hander. Now we're going to have a short, not-so-hard-throwing left-hander for the Sodbusters in their second game. But, I mean, just the way the pitching staff has commanded the zone these past 6 games, including the road stand. Just even though Dalton had 4 walks today, just the 1 hit and the 1 run and 7 strikeouts, I think really erased that spot there. So just, it's a wonders what throwing the ball over the plate can do and letting your defense do the work, especially when the Sodbusters have this electric defense like they do this year.
All right, so that'll do it for our first broadcast. If you want to tune back in, we'll start a new stream for game number 2. As for Mason Henricks, Ryan Valenta, final score once again, the Hastings Sodbusters 7, the Plainsmen 1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the